what is changing in sales today? Because everything has changed in our culture, everything in our technology, everything in the attitude of buyers. But how does that translate on the ground if you're a B2B sales guy?
Everything has changed. And what I would tell you is that we still train and teach salespeople what we call legacy approaches. So some of these things that people are being taught and trained to do are maybe 53 or 54 years old. So they're completely out of date for a couple reasons. And this is the kind of thing that I think is important for people to understand. In 1967, the year I was born, there was information disparity. So a salesperson would know more than their client knew at that particular time because they would have a lot of information that wasn't available. There's no internet. Go forward a few years to legacy solution, and now it's like find the problem, identify the pain, insert your solution. It just doesn't work anymore. So these legacy approaches have lost their efficacy in part because buyers need something different. And what do they need? They live in a complex environment. It's completely disruptive. It's accelerating constant change. And they can't solve their own problem because they can't solve the problems of solving that problem in the first place, which the first one is, what the hell am I supposed to do right now? Like the world is on fire. What do you do? They can't make sense of even making a decision in this environment without a salesperson coming in and using a new skill, Oren, that I would call sense making. It's coming in and making sense out of their world, giving them insights and helping them understand the decision that they're making and the nature of that.
I think I'd like to nail down what's changed. First of all, it's perfectly acceptable to not fly just get somebody on a Zoom call. I just pitched, a company in Geneva yesterday, and we're in a go forward mode. They didn't go fly out here, motherfucker. Right? 5 years ago, I'd be on a plane to Geneva trying to land a couple $1 million account. And today, they're like, fine, we're talking about signing an agreement over Zoom. Now, that we think the positive side of that, but the negative side is the second that you impress somebody, that you become impressive, they now have the ability to take what you're offering and search the world for someone else. What steps in your mind can be taken to lock in forward progress on a deal when it's so easy for them to take your proposal, to take your ideas, to take your insight and shop it?
There's a number of things that you can do to prevent that. First of all, I'm going to have to give you two other concepts. So I believe that you're going to believe what I believe right now when I say this. In any dynamic where there's two human beings talking, one of them is in the one-up position and one of them is in the down position. So one of the things that you need to be able to do is to be non-meek, which means I'm the one in the one-up position. And why am I in the one-up position? I'm in the one-up position because I'm the person who has the ability to get you those results. You called me because you need help getting the results. And if you could get those results without me, you would have already done that. So I have to be driving this in a non-meek way because it's my deal. I'm the one that's proposing this. I'm the one that's going to help them get the result. So I'm going to ask some questions, and I'm going to have a number of questions that I ask that remind them that if you look at this with someone else, what you have to understand is it's not their original idea. It's not something that they've executed. There's 4 factors that they don't even know to consider, and 2 follow-on programs that you're not going to be able to do with anybody else but us. So if this is the right thing, we need to figure out how we do it. That's a non-meek approach, but some people don't like that. Here's the deal on something like this. If I was buying something from them, they would be one up. They know more about their industry, their business. They're one up in a whole bunch of different places. But where I'm an expert, I'm the person that's one up. So I'm going to try to manage the whole conversation from beginning to end because I have to help them by facilitating their buyer journey. I'm not here for them to drive me through what they think their buyer's journey is, because I'm the one responsible for getting them a result.
If you're planning to become a deal maker at this level, make sure to join the Daily Dealmaker. We get into one little piece of this daily, and so you're just stacking and stacking and stacking these tools and tactics and strategies until they come out of you as naturally as they come out of me and the people that I work with. Add the tips, tools, strategies, tactics a little bit every day, and by the end of a year, be a totally different, new, improved person and a very strong deal maker.